My name is Brie Andrade, and today I will be going over the effects of climate change on cephalopods. Cephalopod means head, foot in Greek, which happens to be a key characteristic of these organisms. Their bodies are made up of a body, a head, and a foot. Other characteristics of these animals include a mantle, along with 8 or more legs. Some commonly known organisms in this class are squids, octopi, nautilus, and cuttlefish. This 500 million year old molluscan class evolved from gastropods like snails. It's believed that these animals had evolved to have easier access for food. Now, despite the huge physical changes they have already went through, the evolution for these animals are far from finished. Over the past few months of research, I have meta-analyzed sources throughout the world from different scientists to try and answer the question, how does climate change affect cephalopods? Now, over the next few slides, I will explain what I found. Climate change affects the ocean in many ways. However, the two main ways that I'll be talking about today is ocean acidification and ocean's temperatures rising. Ocean acidification occurs because the atmospheric CO2 is absorbed into the ocean and it changes the ocean's chemistry makeup, leaving lone hydrogen ions, which creates the ocean water to become more acidic. Ocean's temperature rises because our oceans absorb about 90% of the heat that is coming down from our atmosphere. While our greenhouse gases become more abundant, more heat is being trapped. So more heat is being absorbed into our ocean, thus our ocean's temperatures rise. But how does this all affect the cephalopods? Well, besides the obvious fact that these animals are active residences in our slowly heating acid ocean, climate change affects not only the individuals that live in the oceans actively, but their species as a whole. Shown in the two graphs above, conducted by Peckel GT and Jackson GD, the graph on the left shows as the temperatures warm, the maturing of these animals decrease significantly. This can cause not only a decrease in physical size, but also an increase in the probability of developmental issues such as like heart problems or other abnormalities. The graph on the right shows the relationship between salinity of the water and the cuttlefish's egg weight. As you can see, as time increases, the egg weight decreases, but then increases. However, with the warming temperatures and salinity increases, the bottom left chart is what is to be projected due to the less maturity time. Cephalopods are about 500 million years old. These animals are one of the few organisms that multiple stages of their evolutionary history can be still found today. These animals have survived ice ages, huge climate events, past climate changes, and still yet successfully evolving to their circumstances. However, due to anthropogenic activity, climate change has become a drastically more prominent issue in our oceans. Nevertheless, it has not stopped cephalopods from adapting. Within the last 100 years, they have evolved to have nerve regeneration, brachial gland and heart healing, corneal regeneration, wound healing, and central nervous system regeneration. So how do these animals do it? In most organisms, DNA is used as a main code while RNA comes in and copies the code and sends messages of that code to create a specific protein. This is why your eye color is solidly one color. And when you get cut, your skin grows back the same or even similar. However, cephalopods have a different way of reproducing their proteins. Cephalopods have DNA and also have the ability to change their mRNA, which then creates a different protein in the end. This way is an extremely fast way to evolving. However, it becomes only a temporary change. All in all, after reading and cross-referencing 15 different peer-reviewed articles, I've concluded cephalopods have the ability to survive climate change. The mRNA recoding allows these animals to adapt to quick changes in their environment. and their fast and short-paced lives allow them as a species to adapt to new environment as time goes along. In the graph on the left, it shows the relationship between the changes in temperature, as in winter and summer, and the survivability rate of octopi. As shown in the graph, the solid line, which is the summer months, have a lower survival rate, which is on the right side, and a higher instantaneous growth rate, which is on the left. The graph on the right shows the survivability of rate of the hatchlings in the changes of salinity in the water. Unfortunately, this experiment was limited due to the fact that there are many cephalopod species that are not accessible, like the giant squid. These projections and studies are all based off the more common inshore species, along with the fact that the ocean is such a large mass to create the best idea and controlled environments. The experiments were limited to replicating real-life circumstances. Lastly, experiments were based off the prediction of what climate change brings. However, when you watch the weather, it's almost the Weather Channel, it's almost always incorrect in some way or another. The future is not promised and is almost guaranteed to change. Thank you.